Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They better have my money. Y'all should know me well enough. They better have my money. Please don't call me on my bluff. Pay me what you owe me. Bird, give me my money. Yeah. Don't act like you forgot. I called a shot. Hey, Janelle called the shot. I done jacked it up. I was on a roll, kinda, and I jacked it up. Hey guys, welcome and welcome back. Tisha here, back for another Say It With Me Now. Say what? Do me a favor, hit the like button as we jump into it. While watching the previous Sunday's episode, one of the things that I kind of skimmed over that we talked about quickly in my review was this whole situation with Janelle and her being ready to lawyer up, because Janelle said, run her money. So I figured that we'll go back over it, spend a little bit more time discussing it, and then maybe at the end, I'll try to find some comments that were made by you guys in regards to this matter. So this article that I found from People, it says, Sister Wives Janelle Brown says she might lawyer up as Cody fails to take possible sale of Coyote Pass seriously. Hoo-wee! So, in the aftermath of her 2022 split from her ex-husband, Cody Brown, the TLC star is opening up about the complicated situation she's in regarding Coyote Pass, land that she shares with her ex. Janelle explains what's going on with their Flagstaff, Arizona property to her and Cody's daughter, Madison, while they're driving in the car. We all loved Madison during this piece because Madison was extremely expressive, right? Extremely expressive. The note is due in about 6 months, and I keep asking your dad about it, and he's like, I'm going to make a plan, blah, blah, blah. It's insane to me that Cody is not taking this more seriously, she adds. She then explains how their plot is split between her and Cody and the rest of the Brown family. One thing that is noticeable in this is that the way that they now have this split, Cody's name is on all 4 of the pieces that is shown on this thing. Janelle's name is in 2 different areas, whereas Robin's name is in 2 areas and Mary's name is in one. Why is Mary's name in one on this page? I'm not sure. I can't remember if that's how they did it in the episode, so don't quote me on it, but I do know for a fact that Cody's name is on all the pieces. She says the first 2-acre lot is Cody and I, second 2 is Cody and Robin, 3rd acre is Mary, myself, and Cody, and then the 5-acre lot, because Christine quit, is Cody and Robin. Okay, so the picture doesn't match what she said. The point is, Cody's on everything. That's all we need to know. Cody is on everything, and Robin is on more than one thing. Because Robin has an asset, which is her home, but then again, maybe it's the family's home, and Janelle has nothing. Robin is the last remaining wife in the Brown family who is still married to Cody. Janelle adds that the stakes are especially high for her and Mary, who also left her plural marriage with Cody in 2022, as Coyote Pass land represents basically the only assets that they would be taking from the marriage. I want to put my hat right there. The fact that Janelle has been married for all of these years with these men. And at one point, she was the breadwinner for many, many years. She had an inheritance. She previously had a home that eventually Cody and Mary moved in. She had all these things. She had the career. She eventually dissolved or tapped into her retirement for them to move. That she did all of these things. And at this point, the only asset that she has is Coyote Pass. That is so sad to me because she has absolutely nothing to show for all the years and the time that she's put in to a man that so easily tosses her and the others to the side. Later in the episode, Janelle confides in Christine about the possibility of having Cody buy her out for her portion of the land. She adds that either way, she needs to take action when it comes to what's rightfully hers, saying, if Cody is not willing to buy me out, then I'm going to have to do something with it, but we've got to pay it off, and he's not talking to me about it. So I think I'm going to have to lawyer up because I think that's the only way I'm ever going to get to any type of decision out of him. The fact that she has to go that far in order for him to do something shows that she's accustomed to the way that he operates and that she knows that this is going to turn into a situation where she's going to have to fight for it. Christine agrees with Janelle that she should definitely get a lawyer involved, and Janelle then explains how the situation gets even more complicated since she was only ever spiritually married. I hate that. I guess it varies per state. I would think that being a common law wife would be a thing, but I guess not. In this situation, I don't know. Y'all let me know down below. But the fact that she's thinking that she has absolutely no rights, even though her name is on that property, doesn't sound right to me. Part of it is I really have no legal rights to make any claim on Cody's property, like we're not legally married. So my question is, when they gave the funds to the bird from the family pot, did they label that as a gift? Like, because how do they go about doing that? Because if you just label that as a gift and not a loan or something like that, then she may have messed herself up. But I'm not into that stuff, so you guys correct me down below. It's not like I'm just calling a lawyer and saying I need to divorce this person. No, it's really complicated because there's no legal marriage, she says. Cody in confessional says why he's been keeping Janelle in the dark regarding their shared plot. He says, Janelle asks me about the property all the time, but I don't trust her anymore, so I don't give her any information. Excuse me. Is this thing on? My name is on the property. If my name is on the property, if I've put money into the property, that is Coyote Pass, I don't feel like you have a right to keep me in the dark. How is he even capable of making those type of decisions on his own for something that that bald eagle, is not the owner of? She's an owner, dummy. She has a right to know what's going on with the land when she has partial ownership in it. He is literally saying on camera for all the wives and all of us to see that he hides financial information from these ladies at his own will. He does it when he feels like it, and he has no right to do it. But this is what Cody does. This is what he's been doing for years. This is how he got them on the property in the first place, because he's a liar and he's conniving and he's deceiving. It's what he does. I want Janelle to stop waiting on the bald eagle, cootie, baldy locks, whatever you call him. I want her to stop waiting on him and march her tail to that courthouse and get what she deserves. Janelle, you used to do taxes. I know you have that documentation. I know you keep copies of it because I do my own taxes and I have all my documentation. And just in case they ever decide to audit my butt, I have it. So my thing is, Janelle, start pulling up stuff. Start grabbing things. Start making note of the different things that you know for a fact that they have in their home, the different vehicles that you see, the different trailers, all of that stuff, and compile your list. He continues, we will pay off the property when the time comes. And I'm not giving any details about what I'm doing or whatever, because I'm tired of disclosing information that goes through the gossip mill of our broken family. Who is Cody talking to and talking about, saying what he's not gonna do because stuff goes through the family? You're playing games, sir, and I don't like it. Y'all saw my hair roll. In regard to some of the comments that you made, I got to thinking about Robin saying what she said about that house and how the money is tied up and how that house was originally supposed to be a family asset. And I said, thank you, Bird, for also pointing that out, because that's going to help Janelle too. Janelle, what I need you to do, honey, is I need you to have a seat like some of us content creators out there, and I need you to get on your computer, start recording things, take notes. Episode 2, 5 minutes in, this was said by such and such. Episode 3, 19 minutes and something seconds in, it was said by that much. I need you to start documenting these things, because these people are telling on themselves right here on TV, and they're so dumb that they don't even realize it. Remember in the season, you guys, that Mary announced that she was going to be divorcing Cody, and that way the Bird could marry him and he could adopt the kids. Remember how apprehensive Janelle was? Remember how she basically said she didn't know whether or not she could trust Robin? I think that Janelle saw very early on that there was a difference in the way that Mary and Robin were handling funds, and she knew that despite whatever her grievances were, despite Mary having a big home and only having one kid, despite all of those things, that she knew that Mary wouldn't rob her, and that she already saw that Robin was. I think that Janelle saw early on when Robin came into the family that what used to be a balanced situation was no longer balanced. But y'all tell me what you think. Okay, let me go to YouTube and see if there are any comments that... my computer would be acting up now that I'm trying. Any comments that I feel like should be mentioned since we're talking about this. Okay, let's start with RN Mom 19. After tonight's episode, I see that Christine filing that suit was absolutely necessary. It was. I'm convinced this is the only way to bring Cody and that Bird, she didn't say that Bird, but you know, off their high horse and be forced to provide some kind of financial restitution to these women and their children who made their lavish lives possible. I don't want to wish bad on anyone, yet I think it's high time these two started facing hard consequences for their outrageous behavior. And I couldn't agree more, because it is clear that something needed to be done in order to force Cody to reveal his hand. My only fear is that Cody is going to stall and continue and do things of that nature to kind of hold back his finances. I also fear that some of the other wives may be pulled into this, but if they are, I think it would be more along the lines of being a character witness, or maybe talking about the things that they experience, but it needs to be done. Also from RN Mom 19. I'm really appreciative of Janelle's kind words about Mary and admitting she was treating badly by Cody for a long time. Christine has said the same thing. This makes Robin's words even more hollow because all of them knew that she was being mistreated, yet she was emotionally blackmailing Mary to stay by giving her false hope. Yes, she was. And here's my question to you guys. Was the bird trying to get Mary to stay because she legitimately believes in polygamy, or was it because she legitimately needed her money? Misty Braun 9973. My jaw dropped when Robin was trying to rewrite history and say she could budget and manage Cody's money well. I think Mary is right in comparing how what Janelle is doing to Cody is similar to how Cody was with her. Also, every time I hear Cody say cap in hand, I imagine someone smacking him upside the head with a cap. I think we all like to slap him upside the head with a lot of things. Cody is simply cruel and awful. If Robin and Cody think this season is their comeback season, they are more delusional than they already seem. Let me tell you something. I think that they do think that this is their comeback season. I think that they are so accustomed, the both of them, to being victims that they think if they rewrite the narrative that we'll forget what we've already seen. My fear is that it will work on some people because they've managed to dilute their kids that are in Robin's household. And I hope that we don't let up on them because we're not being fooled by this. Cody isn't changing because Cody can't admit he's wrong. Vicky Glennon 8777. I was absolutely yelling at the TV, especially when the bird and her daughters were talking. Let me tell you something about those daughters. I try not to talk about kids, right? But they're not kids anymore. They're of age. And I'm going to say this much. I feel bad for them on one end because if you can change a narrative about their biological father, make it seem as if he took advantage of you, make false accusations about him being abusive towards you and things of that nature, program them very early on to no longer call him daddy, but to call another man that you've known for all of 10 minutes daddy. It shows just how calculating you are. And I feel like what we tend to forget as an audience is how much time Robin has spent with these kids and how she has managed to isolate them in a manner that they believe whatever she says. We sat here and watched how she made it seem like the family didn't want to have nothing to do with those kids for Thanksgiving, and then turned around and did it again for Christmas when that wasn't the case. And because they don't watch the show, I don't think they know the truth. And I also don't think that a lot of the things that they said that was told to them by other kids was told to them by other kids. I think that Robin and her husband, the bald one, said certain things. Jada P. 4325. The isolation started when she got the legal marriage and her and Cody started spending the family money. Then she didn't want them to see all the new things they were accumulating. And that's a great point. Let's be clear. When they were in Vegas, Robin had a lot of crap, right? I remember the episode when she was, oh gosh, this just got me thinking, y'all. This ain't even nowhere. You guys remember how when she was pregnant, I don't remember which one it was. I don't remember if it was the first baby or the second baby, but the moms threw her a shower, right? The girl already had a crib. Then she had a pack and play. Then she had a whole nother setup. She had all these different things from all these different people, spent thousands of dollars on a crib that the baby didn't even sleep in because we know Robin's kids sleep in her bed. Robin wastes money. But let me get back to the point. Robin, back in the day, the family was allowed in certain areas of her house. Once they got to Flagstaff, once she had that legal marriage, once she had access to them and they weren't coming over her house as frequently because nobody wanted to go hang out at the birds, she was able to hoard in peace. And so was her husband. So I agree. They accumulated more things once she had that legal status. Let me see. Swaggy drawings. So Robin and her kids are allowed to have boundaries, but Christine can't do the same. That's the same thing Christine asked for when she left space. Yes, I didn't even catch that when I listened to it, but I didn't even say it in my commentary, where Christine told Robin when she was leaving that she just needed things to be where they were for right now because she needed to process everything. So she wanted the relationship to stay the same between her and her kids. And Robin went back and told the kids that Christine didn't want to have nothing to do with them, which Christine has said on camera multiple times. That's not what she meant. That's not what she said. Whereas Robin now, who actually did allude to the fact that they didn't want to be apart for Christmas and whatever else, is now trying to say that her kids were in an unsafe place emotionally, and as a result of that, they needed space. Let me see if I see anything. Oh, Vicky Glennon 8777. Notice that Cody changes the subject when it comes to the money she spent, because Cody doesn't want us to clock it. But we're already clocking what the bird has been spending, just like we're clocking what the bald eagle has been spending. They're not fooling everyone. They're not. Vitamins are expensive. Have y'all seen that little thing when they showed the house, how much vitamins is in that cabinet? Supplements are expensive. Cody got a rack of them. Paige Gray, UTZ, Cody is infuriating. I was flipping him. I wanted to scream. Robin's girls were definitely told what to say. They're so brainwashed, and they are. It's clear that they are brainwashed. Let me see if it says anything else in here about Janelle, since this is kind of who I'm highlighting. Google a Monster 5086. I really enjoyed this episode. It was decent. It was refreshing to hear Janelle speak well of Mary. Not that she has ever said anything bad about her. The only ones doing that have been Cody and Christine. Janelle didn't really say anything too bad, but look, y'all, Janelle used to be my favorite. But after reading the book and seeing that timeline and how things played out, I think that they like to make Mary seem like she's this big bad wolf. But they did some things that led to Mary being who Mary was and Mary being upset and acting out the way she did. Not saying it's okay, but she did. But I guess Janelle hasn't been as abrasive and as critical as some of the others. I will agree with that. But Janelle is a good enough person to give credit where it's due, even if she isn't besties with Mary. That's true. Cody is so gross to keep talking about how much he is repulsed by Mary and just wanted her to go away. He obviously had been telling her something else in private, because last week Mary talked about how Cody had enticed her to move from Vegas to Flagstaff. Cody enticed her, and he did it to Christine. And I think back to the episode where when they were looking at Flagstaff, he took each woman at different times. He told Christine it could be a forever birthday. He, with Mary, this whole entire time, he hasn't been at Mary's house, y'all. Like, hasn't been spending the night for years at this point. But he takes Mary to Flagstaff, and Mary's excited because they're in a room with 2 beds. Because she's going to be in the same room with him. So he did make Mary think that there was a possibility. He did tell her this could be a fresh start, just like he said the same thing to Christine. I wish he was interviewed where they said they wouldn't pay him unless he answered the questions of, did you make promises to Mary off camera in order to keep her contributing to pay for your property and homes? That would be good, but they're not ever going to do it. Somebody else said, I think this is the only episode that Robin didn't cry in. Yeah. I think Christine is pushing Tulips and Cats. I think Christine is pushing for Janelle to say she's divorced because Janelle still believes and isn't asking for an unsealing. She's still spiritually married. I think that too. I also think that Christine knows that in the past, Janelle has left for periods of time and came back to Cody. And I think that she's worried that Cody will work whatever magic he's done in the past and get Janelle back. But the difference here is Janelle never experienced her boys being so hurt. See, Cody has always favored the boys. And in this instance, once Robin came into the family and they moved to Vegas, it changed a little bit, but it really, really changed once they got to Flagstaff. Her boys were no longer his priority. So they started getting some of the treatment that Christine's girls were getting for years. I think I'm the only person unbothered by McKelty. Family relationships can be difficult to understand. I think she sees things differently as she grows and matures. That's true. Somebody said something about that I want to talk to. I'll go back to it. The things that come out of Cody and Robin's mouth, not wanting to discuss the property and bragging about budgeting skills. Hope you do a say what on that. I did. I think Robin is astute enough to try to create false narratives on camera. Cody tries, but he is too impulsive. I also find Robin to be the least interesting out of the sister wives. Maybe if I had a huge ego propped up by her, I would find her more interesting. Or trips to Sedona. Mary seems more interesting to me. I think that Robin has absolutely nothing to give but victim. And that's what she's going to continue to give. She's going to do a little bit less crying this season, but she's going to still try to emote, and she's still going to try to make us feel bad for her. Tina, guy 3954. The bird is lying through her beak. As usual, it looks like some of the bald eagle and the bird's feathers are about to be plucked. And that's how I'm going to end it, because my say whats aren't normally this long. Sorry this was all over the place, but I wanted to include some things in there to get us thinking. Let me know what you think. Until next time.